So the election reform is one of our strongest platforms, I think.
And to kind of bounce off of that, with election reform, we anticipate drastically increasing voter turnout. And so with a higher voter turnout, you'll have a student mandate for larger issues, because Student Senate is supposed to be the voice of the students both in the administration and within the state of Kansas as a whole. So we're going to use that mandate from the students to go and lobby for the elimination of sales tax on textbooks at the state level. This is a platform that we've gotten a lot of support from, and we have also been in contact with legislators already who are willing to sponsor this bill through committees and in the House as a whole. This was tried and it failed in 2006, but we think that now is really the time when we have a different House, a different Senate, a different governor, and a huge student mandate for this to happen. So we're really excited about moving forward on that and saving students $90 per student per semester.
That's definitely one of the things in terms of our platforms that we really look at. I think, especially with a student government, it should be politics of the possible. And so really all of our platforms that we look at, we really address feasibility. As the transportation director, I spend a lot of time with the parking administrators, and I know that a lot of students get parking tickets, and some students feel like they're misinformed or don't have the opportunity to appeal those tickets in ways that they think they should. And so in my experience, these administrators are good people and they have students' best interests at heart. They just would really like some ideas to do their jobs a little bit better, to better represent, their position. And so one of the things that I'd like to do, and conversations have already happened, and the feasibility of this is spot on, because Donna Holte, the administrator of the parking department, has actually agreed that this is a good idea. We want to better educate students on how to park, and one of the ways that I think we can do that is looking at parking tickets. And so what we've proposed is, if you get your first parking ticket in the fall, and we're really targeting the freshman year experience for this. How can we better educate students coming into KU so that they don't feel like they have to demonize the parking department because they're misinformed? So this is about education and informing students. So you get that first parking ticket, you can go online through your KU portal and take a quiz very similar to Alcohol EDU, and if you get 75% or higher, that's a statement from you to the parking department that you want to become a more informed parker, that you want to be a part of the solution and not the problem. The parking department has pledged to revoke that ticket, and parking ticket amnesty for better education of students is something that Ad Astra is all about, and that's also a platform that'll save students $25 immediately on that first parking ticket. And just to clarify, you don't get to park on Strong Hall Lawn or like on Wesco Beach with this parking ticket amnesty. It's certainly for petty tickets where there's no malice involved. And that's one that I'm really excited about too.
And in the same vein of increasing student input in parking, we really want to increase the amount of student input that goes into housing. As it stands, there is a housing advisory board that's supposed to be run through Senate, but that hasn't been utilized for the past several years. The senator who was appointed to be in charge of it didn't know that he was supposed to be in charge of this until this semester. And the goal of this board is really to improve DESCI input, RA input, and student input in student housing practices. That way students don't feel alienated from the administration, and the administration can move forward with ideas that were originated with the students and have more of their input to start with, so that there's not pushback from the two different groups involved. It's not going to be a very hard thing to achieve. It's just a matter of, with the Student Health Advisory Board, we are the student voice within health services. They come to us if a student has a problem with how something is run in health services. We can talk about it as a board, and the board can present the issue, so that it creates a sense of anonymity for the students who would be involved, which has been one of the biggest problems with housing. Like DESCIs, RAs don't want to speak up because they're afraid if they critique the system, they'll lose their jobs. With a student housing board, you would be able to go forward, talk to the board could deliberate on it, and then come forward with their decision to housing. And so there's that protection for students, DESCIs, and for housing as well.
Another one that I'm really excited about, and it's certainly not a big building project, but it is kind of a beautification project. We're looking at renovating the pavilion down by Potter's Lake. And I know my parents both went to KU, and they can certainly attest to Potter's Lake being the place to hang out. And I think putting a little of our resources towards renovating the Potter Lake Pavilion, I would like to see concerts. I would like to see SUA being able to have concerts at this Potter's Lake Pavilion. And as a member of Greek Life, we also have kind of an attached idea to the Potter Lake Pavilion renovation project. I would like to see Greek Life, the community, being a part of the solution and working to progress our image to the rest of the university. And so what we've worked with the creators of Harvest Week, it's a philanthropy that involves 5 different Greek houses. Well, what we want to do, we want to take the idea of Harvest Week and showing off the quality of our community service projects. We want to expand that and make that totally inclusive to all houses and all chapters, where we would be able to, down at the pavilion, Monday night, kind of the way we've laid it out, would be a night where we'd be able to present dance marathon, and the Greek community would be able to showcase in the fall a great community service project to the entire university, and Greek Life would market that totally open to everyone, so that it's not just a Greek community service project, but it's a community service project that everyone can be involved with. I think transitioning the community towards community service and philanthropy is a good thing, and students in it can be a part of that.
Another example of deliberate improvement of the campus would be prioritizing investment within Watkins Health Center. As it stands currently, the K United administration passed a bill that puts Watkins only less than $20,000 in the black, which, if Watkins operates on a multi-million-dollar budget, to be only $15,000 in the black is really a dangerous place for them to be in, considering they are the hub of student health for the majority of students who go to KU. Ad Astra will conscientiously invest in Watkins to perform some much-needed upgrades. As it stands, Watkins is not up to the university standards and codes of how buildings should be, and we think that that's really an affront to student health to not be investing wisely in every student's well-being. The fee process, as the UDK I'm sure is familiar with, is not run as it should be. We haven't been properly investing in the infrastructure of our university. It has been made political before, and Ad Astra would like to make the fee process less political and more about the betterment of the students and the infrastructure that they experience.